Hello everyone, good day and welcome to yet another episode of Sports Hub with Eberi. My name is Eberi, your host on the show and on podcasters. Here on the show we bring to you live updates on sporting events, games and activities all over the world. Our COR, or Center of Reference, has always been football and everything that has to do with footballing activities. You are welcome once again. How did your vow go yesterday? And how are you experiencing? How are you feeling? The heat wave has been something else. All right, so let's move on to the business of the day. Champions League football kicked off on the 13th and on the 14th of February 2024. We had 8 teams. The round of 16 kicked off. Yes, the round of 16 kicked off. We had 8 teams playing this week. The other 8 will play next week. On Tuesday, we had 4 teams play. Wednesday, 4 teams played. On Tuesday, we had FC Copenhagen. FC Copenhagen played against Manchester City at Copenhagen's home turf, while Leipzig hosted Real Madrid at Leipzig's home turf in the Bundesliga. Yes, back there in Germany. The game where we all knew that Manchester City and Real Madrid would get maximum points. By maximum points, I was not seeing a draw, I was seeing a win for both sides because they've been very, very good this season. In the last 5 games before the round of 16 games that was played on for Manchester City, they have won their last 5 games. FC Copenhagen, they've been good in the Danish league. Leipzig have not been okay. Like in their last 5 games, they lost 3, they drew 1 and won 1. While Real Madrid, in their last 5 games prior to the game they played against Leipzig on Tuesday, they had won 4 out of their last 5 and they drew 1. The one they drew was against Atletico. It was a Madrid derby. Yes. So it's been quite interesting, quite impressive, especially for Real Madrid. As the likes of Rudiger is out injured, likes of what's his name again, David Alaba injured, so playing makeshift defenders. And in their last 2 games they've kept 2 clean sheets. Against Girona they played an impressive game. It was a 4-0 against Girona, and the game against Leipzig ended in a 1-0 in favor of Real Madrid. So they've been good despite not having their key defenders in the team. They've been good. Jude Bellingham didn't play against Leipzig, but then the likes of Brahim Diaz, he was one that scored the lone goal against Leipzig. The likes of Brahim Diaz, the likes of Rodrigo, Vinicius, they've upped their game. And Madrid is a side that would always win. They would always find a way to, no matter how tough, no matter how, and in fact he's a Don. That's why I call Don Carlo Ancelotti. He's been massive for Real Madrid, and they are topping the La Liga, topping it by a very good margin against the second place team, Girona. Imagine them trashing Girona 4-0. It's quite impressive. So against Leipzig though tried to come back, but they were not able to do that. They were not. It ended a goal to nil. It ended a goal to nil in favor of Real Madrid. Yes, that's the first leg. Of course, second leg we played Madrid's home turf by March. The second leg of the round of 16 at Madrid's home turf in the month of March. So far so good. Madrid are on, I feel they would get maximum points against Leipzig at home. Leipzig had 9 shots on target. Madrid had just 3. Leipzig had 4 shots off target. Madrid had just 6 off target. So they were very clinical in their shots on target. Out of the 3 shots on target, it was a total shot of they had shots total, both off target and on target. For Real Madrid, they had 9 shots. And 3 of the shots they had was on target. And out of the 3, they scored 1. Whereas Leipzig had a total of 13 shots on target. They had 13 shots. 9 of those shots were on target, but they didn't score. To tell you, Real Madrid's what's his name again? Lunin. Real Madrid's goalkeeper did an impressive job. He did well. He did well, and I don't see, like they said earlier, I don't see Kepa remaining at Madrid, because once Thibaut Courtois comes back, Lunen would be like, it would be a huge one for Thibaut Courtois, because I feel they have an impressive second goalkeeper in the person of Lunen. Lunen has been great. Like, he has been great for them. Andre Lunen, he's been good. He's been really, really, really good. He's been good for them. Honestly, he's been good. He has kept clean sheets. He has made very, very fantastic saves and very good saves for Real Madrid. So it's a good one. Now, moving on to the Manchester City FC Copenhagen versus Manchester City game. Manchester City scored first. It was Manchester City scored first. Yes, Manchester City scored first, and it was a game that Kevin De Bruyne, I don't know the English, I don't know the terms, I don't know what exactly. I don't know how to to talk about Kevin De Bruyne. He's an assist master. He is good. He is good. The way he scored the first goal, it was an assist from Foden, and you'd be like, wow. He doesn't even look as though he left the team he has been out from this side for like 2-3 months. He came back with a bang, and it's either he's assisting or he's scoring goals. It's a good one. It's a good one. Kevin De Bruyne scored, and it was assisted by Foden. Copenhagen in 24 minutes after Kevin De Bruyne's 10th minute goal, Copenhagen scored. They scored at the 34th minute. It ended 1-1. Okay, before the halftime came in, Bernardo Silva scored. It was a 2-1 halftime. Coming back in the second half, at the 92nd minute, Foden scored, and guess who assisted? It was Kevin De Bruyne that assisted Foden. Like, he returned the Foden's 10th minute favor, and he assisted. The match ended 3-1. Man City, in their last 6 appearances in the Champions League, they have scored, they have won, they have not drawn, they have not lost. So they've maintained a 100% win record in the Champions League. They are the defending champions, and they'll be poised they would want to get a second Champions League. By stats, according to Opta, they are one of the favorites, over 37.5%. They have that winning probability of retaining the title. It's massive compared to what others. There's some teams that have like 7%, 10.5 and all that, but they have a whooping 37.5% to win the Champions League this season again. They've been good. They score goals. They've got a fantastic side. I remember Haaland didn't even score. Probably he's reserving the goals to play against Chelsea. They played Chelsea at the Etihad as their home turf, like the Manchester City's home turf, on Saturday by 6:30 p.m. And Chelsea, they've been wobbling. Yes, they win some, they lose some. Their last 2 games they've won. Their last 4 games they've lost 2 back-to-back, and they've won back-to-back away games against Aston Villa and against Crystal Palace. But then Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, they are no match to Manchester City side. Manchester City are the defending champions in the league, defending champions in the Champions League. They are a team to beat. Like, they are good. Manchester City are good. When you look at the probabilities of who is going to win against each other within Manchester City and Chelsea, the probability of winning, the win rate is much more for Manchester City, because they play at home and they rarely lose at home. And when you remember what happened earlier this season at Stamford Bridge when they faced Chelsea, the game ended 4-4. So they'll be out to prove a point against Chelsea that they might get a draw against them at Stamford Bridge. This is the Etihad. So it's going to be a huge test for Pochettino and his guys come Saturday. Yes, it's going to be a huge test. It's going to be a huge test for Pochettino and his Chelsea side. And his Chelsea side on Saturday by 6:30 p.m. Yesterday we had interesting games in the Champions League. Yesterday we had Lazio versus Bayern Munich, and we also had PSG. PSG played against Real Sociedad. That game for PSG ended 2-0. 2-0 in favor of PSG. Mbappe and Bakola scored for PSG. Yes, Mbappe and Bakola scored for PSG against a Real Sociedad that have kept over 4 clean sheets in their last 5-6 games. That they've been quite impressive. They've been quite impressive in all competitions, but they lost against PSG. They lost against PSG at PSG's home turf yesterday night. Yeah. yesterday night. Though the first half ended goalless draw, second half was much more better than the first half. Kylian Mbappe scored at the 58th minute of that game, and it was assisted by Marquinhos. Marquinhos is a defender, he's a Brazilian defender. He assisted Kylian Mbappe to score at 58th minute, and at the 70th minute, Fabian Ruiz assisted Bacola to score the second goal of the night. The game ended 2-0, and with two yellow cards given to Real Sociedad's players. Nothing. They didn't really do too good. They didn't do too well. Real Sociedad, they didn't do too. It was not an impressive performance, because they didn't even have any shot on target. They had 6 shots off target. They had no shot on target, whereas PSG had a total of 11 shots. 6 shots out of that 11 was on target, then 5 was off target. 6 out of the shots on target, they were able to convert 2 to become goals. So it's a very good one. It's quite an impressive start with 58-42. It was quite an impressive start all round for PSG. So kudos to PSG. Kudos to Luis Enrique and his PSG side. So it's a good one. Going into the second leg of the round of 16. Yeah. So now the game I would want to talk a little more about is Lazio versus Bayern. Yeah. The last time both teams met was in the round of 16 in 2020-2021. It was Hansi Flick was the manager for Bayern Munich then. Why Simone Inzaghi, the current Inter Milan manager, was the manager for Lazio. That was his last season at Lazio before he joined Inter Milan after that season. Like, he joined Inter Milan 2021-2022. Yeah, so it was the managers now and the managers then were not the same team. Presently, for Lazio it is Sarri, Mauricio Sarri. Why for Bayern it is Thomas Tuchel. That game yesterday, first half ended in a goalless draw. First half ended in a goalless draw. Then the second, they also had. There was a yellow card. There was a red card for Dayot Upamecano. Yes, Dayot Upamecano had a red card given at the 67th minute of the game. Joshua Kimmich also had a yellow card at the 68th minute of the game. I guess he was one that fouled. He fouled a Lazio player, and they were awarded a penalty. Lazio scored the penalty, and it ended 1-0, a goal to nil. It was Ciro, their veteran Ciro Immobile, that scored that goal for Lazio. And I asked myself, what exactly is wrong with Bayern? Bayern, when they played against Lazio in 2020-2021, they won both legs. It was also under Hansi Flick, 2-1, 4-1 against this same Lazio side. I understand it was a different manager then, and Sarri can be very, very meticulous. He plays a Sarri ball kind of system, the 4-3-3. Yes, he 4-3-3, and yeah. Now, I keep asking myself, what exactly is wrong with Bayern? Bayern under Nagelsmann, they played 37 games in the last season before he was sacked. They played 37 games, they had a 100% win record in the Champions League, and they scored an impressive 112 goals in 37 games. They had just 3 defeats. So to tell you that they had good results. They got maximum points from 34 games and lost just 3, scoring 112 goals with just three defeats and a 100% win record in the Champions League. So why was Nagelsmann sacked? I keep asking, why was he sacked? Like, what did the 35-year-old manager do that warranted his sack? And I read something that was so outrageous. I was like, what's this? They said there are three key things according to Sports Bleed. They said lack of consistency in 2023, and I'm like, consistency? Come on! In the last 48 games, Tuchel has lost over 10. Okay, let's just say in the last 34 games, Tuchel has lost 6. Nagelsmann in 37 games he just lost 3 games. Yes, he lost just 3 games. So I read that they said a lack of consistency in 2023. I don't understand what that means. A lack of consistency in 2023. Key players no longer backing him. Who are the key players? Is it Choupo-Moting? Or is it Joshua Kimmich? Kimmich loved Nagelsmann. He was distraught when people were surprised when Nagelsmann got the sack letter. Then they said to avoid missing out on Tuchel. Come on, I understand Tuchel won the Champions League with Chelsea, but this team was a team. Lampard, I understand Lampard as well was not too fantastic, but in the period Chelsea didn't qualify. They had a transfer ban. Lampard held this team together and helped Chelsea to qualify for Champions League. Yes, helped Chelsea to qualify for Champions League. We got to advance to an FA Cup final. The FA Cup final we lost to Arsenal. Yes, the FA Cup final we lost. Chelsea lost to Arsenal. That's the next season. At least this man, to an extent, had already started building this team. You know, he bought in good players. He bought in the likes of Kai Havertz, Ziyech, Timo Werner, Mendy. You know, he got in players, good players. Got in Thiago Silva. He got in Ben Chilwell. These are players Lampard got. So the structure, to an extent, was there already. So what Tuchel did was just to steer that ship that was not really sinking per se. He steered that ship, and it was a combined effort. Chelsea, you know, I'm not saying he didn't do well with Chelsea, but then he didn't start that season the season from the beginning. The season Chelsea won the Champions League and won the Super Cup and the Club World Cup. He did well, fine, he did well. But in the second full season, his first full season at Chelsea, it was not too great, because in the FA Cup, he lost 2 cup finals against a particular team. He lost 2 cup finals against Liverpool. And it was just, they got to penalties. He was playing players out of position. You know, at some point he was even playing the likes of Odoi as a left back. What's this other? Pulisic as a right back. You know, there are so many things, so many discrepancies with the Tuchel side at some point. Players he got in, he sold some players, sold in the likes of Timo Werner. Players he got in were not too. They were not too productive. The likes of Koulibaly, you know, I don't understand the vibe around Tuchel though. Really, I don't understand the vibe around Tuchel. You brought in delete. You know, you left delete and you played Dayot Upamecano. Upamecano that was just coming back from injury. You played him. You left the likes of Eric Dier on the bench. You left the likes of delete on the bench. In fact, I don't understand. And the pressure because is mounting. They just have this Champions League to win and probably the league. But that is if Bayer Leverkusen allows them. Do you understand? So it's a horse race for Tuchel. I don't know if they'll be, and this is going to be the first time Bayern is losing a round of 16 game in their last 11 seasons. Like, they always win. They are a side when they start having issues is when they get to semi-finals, quarter-finals. You know, that's when I know a Bayern side always have issues in Champions League in the last 10-11 seasons. But you can imagine they are already trailing Lazio. I know it's just a goal to me, but you never can tell what will be happening at Bayern's home turf. Sarri is no pushover. Sarri is a very, very experienced. Sarri is no pushover, and it will be a huge one for Lazio if they go to Bayern's home turf and get maximum points to qualify for I can't remember the last time a Lazio team got to the quarterfinals of a Champions League. Yes, I can't remember the last time a Lazio side got to the quarterfinals of a Champions League. So it will be a huge one for Lazio. It will be a huge one for Rome. It will be a huge one for them, and it will be a dent in the image of Bayern, a tradition in the image of Bayern. And I don't know what will happen to Tuchel. He might get sacked because I don't just know. Like, he needs to up his game. He needs to try as much as possible to, turn or to steer this boat, steer the ship around. They lost against Bayer Leverkusen as in last weekend. And now they are losing back-to-back defeats. They are yet to score a goal. It's not a good one. It's not a good one at all. So the earlier they turn things around, the better for them. Now, moving on to the games we have today. Today, being the 15th day in the month of February 2024, it's Europa League games we played today. We have Feyenoord versus AS Roma. Galatasaray will play Sparta Prague. by 6:45 p.m. Feyenoord will play AS Roma by 6:45. Shakhtar Donetsk will take on Marseille by 6:45. As most of these games will be played by 6:45. Yeah, we have over 4 games that will be played by 6:45. Feyenoord will take on AS Roma by 6:45. Galatasaray will take on Sparta Prague by 6:45. Shakhtar Donetsk will take on Marseille by 6:45, and the Young Boys will take on Sporting Lisbon by 6:45. AC Milan by 9 p.m. will take on Rennes, FC Rennes. AC Milan will take on Rennes. Benfica will take on Toulouse by 9 p.m. Lens will take on Freiburg by 9 p.m. And finally, SC Praga will take on Krabak FK by 9 p.m. We have 4 games to be played by 6:45 and 4 games to be played by 9 p.m. AC Milan 9 p.m. AC Milan versus Rennes by 9 p.m. Benfica will take on Toulouse by 9 p.m. FC Lens will take on Freiburg by 9 p.m. Finally, SC Praga will take on Krabak FK by 9 p.m. This game, I see AC Milan winning against Rennes. Benfica should be winning against Toulouse. Rennes and Freiburg, that game is going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but I see Freiburg winning against Lens. I feel it could happen. It could happen. SC Praga should be getting maximum points against Krabak FK. That for those that will be playing by 6:45, Roma Feyenoord are no pushover. It was unfortunate that they didn't qualify for round of 16. It was a group that had Atletico Madrid, Lazio, Feyenoord, and I guess Celtic or thereabout. So I see this game against Roma. It's gonna be a huge one for the Rossi. This is going to be his first game managed as a man, as in Europe, as AS Roma's manager. He lost their last game they played against Inter Milan. They lost that game. So it's going to be quite tough, to be honest. It's going to be quite tough. I see a 1-1 in the first. I see a 1-1. I see a full-time draw in this game. Galatasaray should be beating Sparta Prague. They should be beating them. Shakhtar Donetsk, Marseille is going to be another tough one. Marseille, I feel Marseille would win against Shakhtar Donetsk. They've been great, but Marseille with the likes of Aubameyang, they've got good players in the Marseille side. So I see Marseille winning against Shakhtar Donetsk. Young Boys, Sporting Lisbon should be beating Young Boys. Yeah, that's just it. Sporting Lisbon winning, Marseille winning. Galatasaray, Sparta Prague. I see Galatasaray winning. Then Feyenoord, AS Roma is a full-time draw. What do you think? What are your opinions? Kindly state your predictions in the comment section. Thank you so much. So those are the games we will be watching today. It is the Europa League playoffs, like the Europa round of 32, right? Not even round of 16. This is a round of 32 because yes, round of 13. Anyone that wins in both legs will be qualifying for round of 16. Yes, round of 16. So thank you so much for everyone that tuned in to listen. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm so grateful. Of course, we also have the Europa Conference League mode. We'll play against Legia. Olympiacos will play against Ferencváros. Sturm Graz will play against Slovan. Union Jelonis will play against Frankfurt. Ajax will play against Bodo Glimt. Maccabi Haifa will play against FC Ghent. Real Betis will play against Dynamo Zagreb. Servette will play against Ludogorets. Yes, Ludogorets Razgrad. Yes, Ludogorets Razgrad. Their names they share. All right, so those are the games that will be played today in the Europa League and in the Europa Conference League. Now, tell me, what do you think? Do you think Tuchel would be sacked? Do you think Tuchel will be given at least till the end of the season to see how best to turn around this situation in the team? And what do you think? The only player I know I really pity in this team is Harry Kane. Harry Kane came to Bayern to win trophies, and 2 trophies have slipped their hands. The third one, and this is the Champions League, is on the verge of slipping their hands. And of course, the league, Bayern Leverkusen no agree lose. If they Bayern Leverkusen they lose now, fine. They know they agree lose, so it's gonna be a sad one for him. It's going to be a sad one for him, really. It's going to be a sad one for. But of course, Tottenham are not playing in the FA Cup. They are not even topping the league. So it's as if you left Tottenham to come to Bayern to win the league, but you didn't win the league. And Tottenham, the team you left, did not still win the league. So will I call this a win-win or a lose-lose for Hurricane? What are your opinions? Do you think some people say Hurricane is the bad luck, but I don't think Hurricane is any bad luck, I beg. I don't think Hurricane is any bad luck. So what are your opinions? Kindly tell me, kindly state your opinions in the comment section. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. So this is me saying, yeah, that's all we have for now. Thank you very, very much, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday. This is Ebere saying hi. All right, so all the best. Bye.